theatrical gesture of exhaustion, feeling the full weight of the absurdity settle upon him. Keep me close, then, Plimpton, for my sanity is rapidly approaching its breaking point. I may soon be conversing with the imaginary frangipani flies, Pip, or perhaps debating with a disgruntled pineapple. Plimpton, buried under a towering pile of requisitions, his face now a mask of profound despair, replied mournfully, his voice flat, "Oh, I sure will. Skipper, I sure will. You'll be lucky if I can find myself in this administrative avalanche. Let alone you, Commander." The chaos only escalated, a cacophony of ringing phones, shouting voices, and the distant, alarming sound of what might have been a small, unscheduled explosion near the Coconut Buster's new, ill-fated mess hall. "Okay, Chippy, we gotta scramble. Boy, PT-46 is hot on the tail of a nip sub. They're chasing it like a hungry dog after a particularly meaty bone, a relentless pursuit." Finn yelled into another phone, then grabbed a pair of salt-encrusted binoculars, peering out the window with intense focus, trying to find some semblance of actual military action amidst the general confusion. "Hey, incidentally, what a group of one, what's the identification on that submarine? Is it a new class? A stealth model? A particularly large fish with a sophisticated sonar array? Give me specifics. Man, I need actionable intelligence, not vague pronouncements." "Oh, I don't know, Skipper." Chippy's muffled voice came back over the receiver, sounding harried, stretched to breaking point. "I was busy with a supply list, sir. My desk is inundated with forms. A veritable paper storm. They just reported a very submarine-wise sub. Sir, it emitted bubbles. That's all the detail I have, sir. The most salient feature, I believe, was its bubbling." Finn threw his hands up in despair, dropping the binoculars with a clang that made Plimpton jump. Hello. Is anybody out there capable of precise identification? Is there a single rational being on the other end of this line? Hello. Yeah, hello. He slapped the receiver back onto its cradle with a resounding thwack, finally giving up. "This is a madhouse, Pip. A glorious, beautiful, utterly insane madhouse. But it's our madhouse, and we shall command it, even if it drives us utterly insane in the process and forces us to speak in tongues." Meanwhile, unbeknownst to the newly appointed temporary high command in the tumultuous office, the other members of Finn McGinney's crew were already well underway with doodles, shindig plans, interpreting Finn's full speed ahead order with characteristic literalness and boundless enthusiasm. Gizmo Jenkins, the crew's mechanical genius, who believed that anything with moving parts could be improved, often with explosive results, and Specs Miller, the scholarly one, who found the logistical challenges of organizing a party to be a fascinating sociological experiment, were hastily arranging a display near the beach, their creativity unleashed. "Let's go, Gizmo. Faster. Press up the storefront. We're in business." "Man, a veritable bazaar of military revelry and illicit refreshments," Specs urged, struggling with a brightly colored sarong draped across a makeshift stall made of salvage crates and palm fronds. The sarong, usually intended for much smaller individuals, stretched taut, threatening to tear and reveal more than naval regulations allowed, a dangerous breach of decorum. "You mean that Skipper said it's okay, Specs?" Gizmo asked, wiping sweat from his brow with a greasy rag, momentarily pausing his frantic hammering. "He actually gave permission for a proper fiesta? I thought his mood was rather volatile after his encounter with the Commodore. I thought we were all facing demotion for our mere existence, let alone throwing party." "You bet," his exact words were, and I quote from a highly reliable, if slightly unhinged, source. "Tell the boys my orders are all a head full. Is that a base commander, or is that a base commander?" "Gizmo." Specs puffed out his chest, attempting to channel some of Finn's roguish charm. a feat he rarely achieved, but always strove for. Well, let's not just stand around, men. Idle hands are the devil's workshop, and we're on a tight schedule to complete this work of art. Rocky Ridgeback commanded, organizing a line of eager sailors who were already clamoring for a look at the festive setup. You got it. Come on. Careful with the booze. Doodle, don't spill any of that precious jungle juice. That stuff's more volatile than nitroglycerin. On a hot day. Good. Keep it flowing. Come. You're all looking at me with eager anticipation. Come on. Whoa. Steady there before you knock over the decorations, which would be a severe blow to morale. Doodle, meanwhile, was carefully balancing a precarious tray of particularly potent homemade cocktails, wobbling precariously. The liquid within, a murky concoction of fermented fruit and unidentifiable spirits, sloshed dangerously, threatening to spill its intoxicating contents onto the sandy ground. Well, let's go. Take those crumbs. Nobody wants warm jungle juice, especially not at a 5-star shindig of this magnitude. Rocky then grabbed a megaphone, its metallic surface glinting in the tropical sun. Yeah, me and my lawnmower. Let's go. Hang those garlands. Get them strung up. All right, men. Get your money ready. Line up. The most fantastic wingding of the year, a celebration of epic proportions, is about to start. Give a little sample. Girls, just a quick peek at the marvels to come. That's enough. That's too much. Don't spoil the grand reveal for the masses. The anticipation is half the fun. Come right this way. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. There they go, wiggling their way right into my propaganda. A masterpiece of public relations. Oh, this is going to be spectacular. Boys, a triumph of naval ingenuity and festive spirit. He gestured grandly toward a curtain made of salvaged parachute silk, behind which giggling sounds and the rustle of flimsy fabric could be heard. The scene was set for maximum chaos, designed to offend the most stringent naval officer. Chapter 2. The Admiral's stern gaze and a disastrous dive. Finn McGinty, still trailing Admiral, Iron Jaw, Jericho Jawbreaker by a respectful, but not too respectful, 5 paces, tried desperately to maintain an air of professional composure. The journey from the airstrip to the infirmary felt like a forced march through an obstacle course, designed by a particularly malevolent imp. Jawbreaker, his posture ramrod straight, his eyes scanning every rustle of the palm fronds, seemed emit an aura of chilling discipline, a palpable force field of rigid order that caused even the most determined insects to cease there. Buzzing, Lieutenant Kreider, Jawbreaker's aide, walked just behind the Admiral, his clipboard clutched like a shield, his gaze mirroring his superiors, unflinching and judgmental. Finn, meanwhile, internally sweated an amount of liquid that would have filled a small swimming pool. Every nerve ending thrummed with a panicked anticipation. He knew what awaited them at the infirmary. Commodore Bumble, ostensibly at death's door, but in reality, lurking like a malevolent, purple-faced puppet master. The scenario was a delicate dance between maintaining plausible deniability for Finn and allowing Bumble's elaborate charade to unfold just enough to ensnare the Commodore in his own trap. He also knew that in the immediate vicinity of the infirmary, not too far from his office, was a very air raid shelter where his disguised crew members were currently simmering in a stew of their own sweat and cheap pineapple rum. As they finally approached the infirmary, a single-story, dilapidated structure of peeling white paint and rusted corrugated iron, the sounds of general base activity seemed to dampen, as if even the tropical birds held their breath. From within, Finn could hear the faint, exaggerated groans of a man in theatrical agony. "Ah, the infirmary," Jawbreaker announced, his voice clipped, devoid of any genuine sympathy. He paused before the entrance, a moment of profound contemplation. "I heard that Commodore Bumbleton was struck down by a sudden Severe bout of tropical fever. A pity, or perhaps a convenient